1990s, man, it was a time to be alive. $1.25 for a slice, a small price to pay. Back then you got paid off of CDs. If you had a hit, it was Big Cheese. It was Biggie, it was Big L, it was J. It was still LL Cool J. Now it's just Cool J. Me, I keep a Cool J. You don't gotta watch a Tom and Jerry cartoon to see a rat running from a town. Just hit the subway. I'll be on the subway. I'll be on the subway. I'll be on the subway. On the subway. My mom was raised in the 90s. I was born in the 90s. If I didn't know my dad, you could probably say he died in the 90s. Cousins on the corner, playing 40 for the two shorties. They try to warn us, but they can't ignore us. With Biggie-sized dreams and shorty-sized budgets, with love-sized hearts and hate-sized grudges. I said I was gonna be a star, and they said we gon' see, like we gon' see you, like you gon' see us. Like damn, can I live? You ain't tryna see me shine. Like I'm hiding out in limelight. They wanna take my shine, but I'm shining out the spotlight. And they love you, and they hate you, and they love you again. But you can't choose the love, can't refuse the love. And you can't abuse the love, and you can't use 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 the love. Man, you know you gotta be grateful, 'cause even if you win a Grammy, your friends are still not gonna call you Grammy. I'm a grown man now, but I still feel like my mama's boy, and she still feels like my grandmama's daughter. And I know this shit is sounding real random, but I'm a random guy and these are random thoughts. And this is random rap, and you know rap is random. And it's always been that way. That's why we still